I only know that because I do it all the time. So there's that. So, well, first off, thank you so much for asking me to be on, Dawn. Like, I appreciate that. And, you're right. The only thing to do is to be real, is to be you. So I love that my Gold Executive, Stacey Rotello, was speaking in Fort Worth, and her topic was about the tools, right? All these tools. We have all these tools. Everybody we got so many tools, but the biggest tool is you. You are your biggest tool. People sign up with you because of you, not because of a graphic, not because of the verbiage that you send or whatever. It's because they know you, they trust you, they like you. So you have to sit there and be sure that you're getting that out there to everyone. And talking on your stories is the number one thing. And I will talk about voicing people later on too. People want to hear your voice. So I am Christi Bland. I live in Turkey, Texas, a town of 400 people, maybe, on a good day. And whenever all the family comes in, there's 400 people. I was a bus driver. I was a teacher's aide. I worked at our hotel. Y'all, I cleaned toilets. I changed sheets, beds. I checked people in. I waited tables. I mopped floors, I painted, I did all the things. I worked at our local grocery store, which was a grocery store on one side and a cafe on the other. So check people out here, wait on people here. And I did photography after school and on the weekends because, life is expensive. And when you live in a small town like this, there's not a whole lot you can do to actually really make an impact when it comes to your finances. My husband has worked his tail end off for somebody else his entire life. Born and raised a rancher, and that's what we did. We didn't, have our own house. It was a ranch house that was provided to us. There was never I was always like, I want to do this to this house or this to this house. But guess what? Why would you sit there and spend money on a house that's not yours, that, you don't know if you're going to be there next month or next year or whatever it is. So I actually got introduced because John's cousin came over to my house and said, hey, I know you bust your tail, whatever, and I'm going to do this and, would love for you to do it with me. And do you want to make some money? And I was like, we were sitting on the couch, not this couch, because my other couch was crappy and cheap and, hand me down. So there's that. And we were having a glass of wine. And she said, you want to? And I said, well, I'm not opposed to making money, but I don't know what to do. And I've never done anything like this before, but I know I need to lose some weight. And I need some energy to get through my day. And so that right there is how I've shifted every person that I reach out to, that's what I do, right? It's all about reaching out for the business. It's all about reaching out to make some money. And so, let's see, I did get my quick start on day 30. I made my mom sign up. I made her. She was like, I can't do that. I was like, get the small kit. It's fine. I need some money and get this quick start. So just do it. So think about those people. And I tell my distributors that too. Okay. We have a mom, a sister, a best friend, a sister-in-law, a cousin or whatever, that you can call them up and make them do it with you. You don't even have to have anybody in there in the chat. Mom, you're doing it. Well, yes, you're doing it. It doesn't matter. You need to lose weight too. Come on, And so anyhow, so you just have to sit there and do that. And then I did not hit manager that month. I don't think I hit it the second month, but I made $483 my first month. And I was like, $483? Heck yeah. My goal was $1,000 a month. It's if I could, make $1,000 a month, well, then I could eliminate some of my jobs and actually be with my family a little more. And my third month, I made $1,100. And I was like, I have arrived. I have arrived. I've made it. And I thought, well, if I made $1,000, I made $2,000. When I worked at the school, I remember wanting so bad to have that teacher's salary. They made and here we don't get paid, like they don't get paid that much, you know. So like $2,500 maybe, you know, and I was like, man, because I mean, I was a teacher's aide and I was making, you know, and a bus driver. And so like that was like maybe $1,100 together combined. And so I was like, man, if I could just double that, you know, that would like change everything. Now then I look at those teachers, like, you don't get paid enough. You do not get paid enough. And so I did not have my first distributor until 6 months in. Probably closer actually to 7, but 6 months in. And that's when I hit silver manager. I was so excited. And she would have, and then like, I think it was, I can't remember, July, it was July that I double ranked to platinum because she signed up about 25 people a month. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the one. Like I am like really arrived now. Well, she wasn't coachable. She didn't start any chats. She made everything way overwhelming and she quit. So there's that, start over, ground zero, right? And then I ended up just one foot in front of the other, keep doing the things. I'm coachable. I want all the feedback, give it to me. And I hit executive 18 months in, and then went on and hit platinum. I can't, y'all, I'm awful with dates. I'm awful. Like, don't even get me started on that. Here's the deal. And I know that Dawn said this day, like, you know, talking about ups and downs, they are inevitable in this business. It's gonna happen. And there will be more downtime than uptime, right? There's going to be way more in the valleys than on the peaks, just like everything. But I can tell you this, would not give it up, would not change it. And I keep telling, especially I feel like in the past, couple of months, it's been hard. It's been so hard. I am not going to sugarcoat. It's been hard, but guess what? So it was working 6 jobs in Turkey, Texas and making $1,000 a month, right? I'm not going to give this up. So whenever you sit there and you say, you know, gosh, how do you stay motivated to keep going forward and keep doing the things? Choose your hard. Do you want to sit there and work for somebody that doesn't appreciate you, that, you know, you're going to your 9 to 5, you're missing your kids' stuff, you haven't had a family vacation, you can't pay your stinking grocery bill, you know, your card's getting declined? That was me every day, y'all. Singular gave me a heart attack this morning because I got up, and they've done the past 3 stinking months on the 1st. Really wanted to say something else besides stinking there. Months on the 1st, my card, it says your subscription didn't process because your card was declined. And I'm like, it's a fear. And it's a fear because it was like, that's how I, you know, lived my life. And it's because they haven't changed the dang the expiration. It was, you know, it's the same number, 39, like that's it, but it's the same. And when I look in my back office or on my deal, it says it's 2025, but on theirs, it didn't. And so today it's like, okay, you don't understand what this means to me. You've got to stop this and you've got to change this, because it is a fear of mine that all of a sudden on the 1st, Christi has something that's declined. That is like old school me, you know? So that is how I stay motivated. I'm not going back. What are you not going to go back to? What do you not want to go back to? Do you not want to go back to missing out on the things? You're not, you know, I remember I listened to, I was doing an Ed Milet conference the other day, and Dean Graziosi, he goes, it's not, you know, the money's great and whatever it is. You're not going to tell me that I cannot go and pick my kids up from school. You're not going to go and tell me that I cannot take my kids to school, that I cannot sit there and, you know, not fix my kids' lunch because I have to be somewhere for our boss. Like, it's that control. I'm not going to go back to what it was before. And so for me, I'm not going to go back to my dang debit card getting declined, because that is what I remember. I remember my kids being in junior high and high school and going to the grocery store and so many times getting my card declined. I remember the TV getting shut off. I remember our phone getting shut off, and I had to go to a hotel in 45 minutes from here and go into their office because everything's AT&T. Like everything we have, our computers AT&T, our iPads AT&T, our phones are AT&T. Well, guess what? It gets shut off. Everything gets shut off. So I can't even go get on anything else, right? And so I remember having to go and do that. And that the embarrassment of walking out of a grocery store with my kids there and saying, oh, I'm just going to be back. I'm going to go get another card. Ain't another card. I didn't have a credit card. I had awful credit, right? I only had a debit card. And so that's what I sit there and say, I'm not going back to it. I will show up every single day. And I have shown up for 5.5 years. I can tell you this, last summer, I damn near had a meltdown because I felt like it was just like I had so much stuff going on. And there was probably 2.5 days that my husband said to part of my leaders, they're like, he's like, you gotta have to like take care of stuff for 2 days. Like Christi needs a little bit of a break. And that's it. Because, and I'm not saying to show up all day. I'm saying show up every day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. It depends on what you want from this. Everyone's success looks different. Maybe it is to get your products paid for. Maybe it is to make $500 extra to pay your car payment or your groceries or your gas or your TV or your phone or whatever it is. Maybe it is $1,000. Maybe it's more. Maybe it is the fact that you want more, you deserve more, you can give more, you can, you want to be recognized. For me also, y'all, I mean, how many mamas are like, I'm just Barrett and Jace's mom. I'm John's wife. That's what I was. I knew damn good and well that I was meant for more. I just didn't know what that looked like. This is it. You're recognized. You're here for a reason. You are, you've got more to give. And as I literally just highlighted, because I just got Ed Milet's book today, because it came out today and I had pre-ordered it. And on, like, I just started reading. John's like, you're already going to read this book today. But it sat there and said, it says, many people know that they could improve their lives significantly if they change their identity. However, many people aren't willing to take the necessary steps, even when it's in their best interest. Are you willing to sacrifice who you are for who you could be? You weren't put on this earth to be a bump on a log or a lump of coal in the ground. Your mission is to keep growing, expanding, and learning to lead a full and happy life. That's what I'm here for. Oh, you got it, Dawn. I love it. I love it. But that's what you're here for. And that now is like my sole goal in life, is to sit there and help anyone. I feel like more so, obviously, women. You're here for more. You're here for more. You can have more. Do you have to do the work? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Times 1,000.
I know you do a lot of time blocking. You, if I'm not mistaken, when you talked about in Chattanooga that you don't do anything singular before a certain time in the morning. Is that not correct?
It is. And it wasn't always that way, because y'all, I literally sat there from my feet. My feet would hit the floor, 7 o'clock in the morning. I would grab my phone, zingular, 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 until I went to bed at night. That was it, right? I lived and breathed it because I wanted more. I was hungry. And I thought that's what I had to do. And it was not long ago, 5.5 years in, here we go, that I was like, you know what? I can't do it. Why do we do this? We do this for time freedom. We do this to not lose our sanity. We do this to be able to go see our kids and to do things around the house and whatever it is. So now then, when I get up, I always, and no, Dawn knows because she follows me, whatever, I don't go a day without my devotional. Every morning it is posted on there. I mean, people even know, like, they know also, like, even my son, they're not going to call me because they know my devotional hasn't been posted yet. So it probably means that Christy's not up, or Christy just hasn't got to it yet. So like, but my devotional, and then I used to work out all the time, and I stopped that. And to be honest, I had to change that, because we all know that we don't want to move our bodies, but literally I would sit in this stool all day long, and this is what I would do all day long. And y'all, we got to get up and move. And that's where our creativity comes, and where we get to sit there and, we all know that we feel better. And I don't care if you move for 5 minutes and you walk the block, or you walk laps in your house, where move your body, put your phone down, put some music on. So I won't do anything until 9 o'clock in the morning. So different from where I was to where I am now. But I'm not gonna do it. So I need to focus on me first. And the only way that I can pour into other people is if I take care of myself first. Hard lesson. Y'all, do not take Christy's lessons about balance, because Christy does not have a balanced life. It's been work. And now that I'm just now having to readjust everything. So trying to find balance is really hard. So don't think that, oh crap, I can't do it, because I got 20, not lying. Whenever I say I got 25 notebooks, they're all just notebook. I'm not organized. I'm not an organized person. I'm not a balanced person, but I try really hard.
I love it. That's why I like you, is because you are messy, and it just shows you that everybody can do it, that there does not have to be a straight path. It can be kind of all over the place. I love it that you're able to do this wherever. I know that y'all hit rodeos and rope-ins and stuff like that all the time, and you're always, working while you're on the road too. Something that really resonated with me that I am going to try to incorporate this month. I did not dive into it when I got home from Chattanooga, and Tammy was there and Brandy was there. They're both on here tonight too. You voice message, and this really, you send out, and everybody is kind of scared of a quote unquote cold message, but this isn't. This is more of a warming up type message, and I loved it. It was brilliant. I heard you walking around doing it. That's what I told everybody. She's not just preaching it. I heard her walking up and down the hallway doing it, and it was rolling off her tongue like it was second nature. So I know it wasn't new to you. So explain your process as far as how you keep track of them, because I know you use your birthday messages too for a lot of that, but how you keep track of that, and kind of just some of your verbiage on what you say in those messages.
Well, once again, Christy's not organized, so don't think that there's like a rhyme or reason of how I keep track of things. And I'll be real honest, I actually, I did have a local assistant, and mainly she would come and mail things and, just that kind of stuff, kind of keep up on a team page or whatever. But I ended up, we don't work together, having in, gosh, I don't know, a year plus or whatever. Well, about 3-4 months ago, I found an assistant because Christy needed some help in life, and she has been brilliant. So her job is to keep me organized. So y'all, if you suck at something, I suck at a lot of things. Believe me, my husband just walked outside and he would agree, but he's very, very organized and then there's me, right? And so if you're not great at something, then you find someone that is great at something. And so what I'll do is I go through, my messages, or I go through, maybe it's, somebody that I want, on my team or whatever. And I reach out, and it's voice, I'm like, hey, Robin, I don't know if anybody's ever talked to you about Zingular before, if anybody's ever shared it with you or not, but I know I'm pretty embarrassed that I have not, because I've looked in our chat and I've never talked Zingular with you. Has anybody ever shared it with you? Have you ever even tried the products before? That's it. That to me is not cold. That's just creating conversation, And so then what my assistant will do is she goes back the next morning to all of my chats that were from the day before and keeps a list of like, hey, so-and-so said this, that, because I'm not gonna lie, like if anybody saw all the dots on a phone and has that, like, oh my gosh, all the email dots and the messenger dots and the notification dots and all of that, like they would have a heart attack if they saw mine. So there's that. So that's kind of how I stay organized. But the thing is, y'all, it goes back to being present and present on your stories. And it goes back to voicing you. People sign up with you. Guess what? I bought this book because Ed Milet talks on his stories, and he, not only that, but you know him, you know his heart, you know that he is all about changing the world for the better, that he's worked his ass off all these years. And now then this is where he's at. You know that he has an alcoholic dad, that he's overcome all these things. Like, I know him, right? I know who he is. It's not that he's gone like this, a before and after, a before and after, a before and after. No, I would not buy a book if I just saw a before and after every dang day. You have to sit there and use your voice. You have to sit there and talk on there, and you're gonna suck. You're gonna suck before you get good. You're gonna be good before you get great, and you're gonna be great before you master it. Like, that's just how it is. Voice clips, before whenever they first came out, like voicing in Messenger, there was no unsend. Like, it just literally, like, I screwed up saying what I was going to say in the chat, and then I started cussing in the chat, and I didn't realize it just sent, and I couldn't unsend it. And I was like, well, there's that. Guess what? She didn't sign up. I sucked at it. It's okay. Stacey Rotella, like, and we laugh about this all the time. Like, people think like, oh, they never had to mess up before. Oh no, we've just messed up more than anybody else. You know, she had a customer, totally negative Nelly, totally griping about everything. Stacey sat there and voiced, thought she was voicing me. She wasn't. She was voicing the customer in the chat that I'm in. And she said, my gosh, that lady needs to send her stuff back. No wonder she's so she doesn't have any friends, because she's so damn negative. And then she was like, oh, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to listen to it. Like, that lady goes, I'm assuming that was not for me. She goes, no ma'am, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. But you know what? It's something that I think you needed to hear. So here's the deal. We all mess up. We mess up, and we say things that we shouldn't say, and we send things that we shouldn't send, and we send them to the wrong person or whatever. The only way to get better is to start and do them. The only way to get good at it. And so when you sit there and you send a message and it says, you know, hey, what is it, you know, that you're looking for, or you're, you know, voicing, you know, try voicing them. Hey there, Tammy, super nice to meet you. You know, Dawn is in this chat too. She's my great friend, and I'm just brand new getting started. So, you know, she's going to sit here and get all your questions answered, and we're going to get you rocking and rolling. Right. Or what I like to say also is, you know, after you send the first thing that says, what are you looking for? Bam, bam, bam. They say, what do they usually say? Weight loss, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, I always go in a voice. You sound just like most of us. So tell me how much weight you would like to lose. It doesn't matter how much weight they would like to lose. I just like to know, so I have an idea of, is my story going to be impactful? Or do I need to sit there and find, you know, share somebody that's lost 100 pounds and they're going to think that my 27-pound story is stupid, right? Or whatever it is. But just, and also so they hear a voice and they know, oh, she's a real person. It's not just somebody behind the iPad or a computer that's sending me a message. Get your voice out there. Voice as much as you can. Voice yourself. Voice people on your team. How does this sound? Did that sound stupid? That sounded stupid, didn't it? Right? I mean, we sit there and do it all the time. Like, get people to talking, and that way the more that you hear and the more that you hear other people share, the more you're going to get comfortable of hearing what they say. Oh, I like the way she worded that. That sounded really good. I'm going to write that down. I mean, I stinking love Jana Dyer today. I did a call with her, And I love that she sat there and said, you know, money doesn't buy happiness, but poverty buys nothing. Oh, I'm writing that down. I'm going to use that somewhere, you know? So whenever you're sitting there and you're hearing that, write it down. I got to hear it. I got to write it. I got to see it. And then I can sit there and say it and make it my own. So be sure that you are voicing people every day. And this is one thing that we did in Chattanooga is you need to be voicing 5 to 10 people a day, contacts in your phone, social media, Facebook friends, Instagram friends, whatever it is. And you need to say, oh my gosh. So go back to yesterday's birthday messages. Susie, I am so sorry. I have literally told you happy birthday for 4 years. For 4 years. And I have never shared Zingular with you. Has anybody ever talked to you about Zingular? Have you ever tried the products? That's it. It just is conversation. And my new girl that's 20, I reached out to her last month. She got her quick start. She hit manager last month. And you know what she's doing? She did a poll and talked about getting summer ready. She was at the gym or whatever. She's 20. She doesn't have that much weight to lose, or she didn't have any weight to lose. Let me rephrase that. And so she sat there and talked about, you know, are you getting summer ready, or how are you getting summer ready, or, you know, whatever, and did a poll. And every single person that voted on it, she's like, hey girl, me too, working out, eating clean, taking some supplements to accelerate my results. What is it that you're doing? She didn't instantly pounce on her and say Zingular, right? What are you doing? And then they could say, oh, I'm working out, but it's, you know, oh, well, have you ever heard of Zingular before? Have you ever tried the products? And that way she's created that conversation. And of course, she's talking money every single day on her stories. I love that I can sit here with her boyfriend is friends with my youngest son. So she's always third wheeling. She's like, here I am third wheeling with these two. They're playing golf, but I'm over here making money, you know? And so I'm like, yeah, pay for their pay for some golf lessons for them. So, you know, just things like that. Are you talking opportunity? I literally told someone today, she's like, can I put this on the page? It was about like, eating hot dogs or weenies or something on plan. And I was like, you know what? You can talk about that if you want to. Personally, I'm only going to be talking about opportunity, and I'm only going to be talking about money and time freedom and what that looks like to me. If you don't need any distributors, I say have at it. If you need some distributors, I would switch. She's like, I'll switch. Thank you very much. So you got to sit there and talk about what that looks like to you. How has Zingular blessed your life? How has it blessed your life? Has it financially, has it helped you pay for something? What has it helped you pay for? You know, what does the community mean to you? What do the people mean to you? What does the freedom to be able to go and see your kids when you want, or give them an extra $20, you know, or give them an extra $100 whenever you sit there and send something in the mail to them, or, you know, be able to spend the time with your grandkids. How has Zingular blessed your life? That's what you talk about. Not just the products. The products are given, but if you're talking about money in your pocket, gas, life not being as hard as what it used to be, and you're literally hitting them right here in the heart, that's what people need to hear. They're gonna get the products. They're gonna buy the products because they've already seen that part. They know that. Okay. So that's what you need to be talking about. So that's definitely getting your voice out there and talking on your stories about it is what it's all about.
Yeah, I love it. And that's why I go to your stories and just watch you, because it's just your life, you know, and like you said, I mean, if I can say that I know you and have only met you once, you know, because of what you're saying on your stories, that's what everybody else is seeing too. So they're buying you. I love it. I love the voice message idea. Like I said, that's my goal for June, is to start that up and to put that into daily IPAs as far as my birthdays. It's 9 or a few minutes after 9. Anybody got any questions? I know there were some other things that we talked about. I told you I wouldn't keep you much longer than 30 minutes. I'll always get you back on. Cause I would love to pick your brain. And this might be something for our leaders group, but I'd love to pick your brain about your daily day in the life group that you've got going on too. Cause our group is talking about doing that y'all got started, but that might be something for our leaders group. Anybody got any questions for Christi? You can unmute or put it in the chat.
Well, and just remember, on a day in the life of, you can do that on your stories. You know, a day in the life of, and that's where we came up with it, is that Cindy did it, a day in the life on her stories. Sit there and talk about, but here's the deal, is what I told her is, this is what we shifted. A day in the life 5.5 years later is different than a day in the life of an 8-day.
Right.
Right. So my day in the life, and that's what you have to talk about. My day in the life is different. If I'm still doing an 8-day and I'm still trying to lose weight and I'm still, you know, whatever, that's going to be different than what it is right now for me. So I let them know that, yes, did I follow the plan when I started? Absolutely. Do I follow it now? No, I don't. I mean, John and I eat 99.9% of the time. We eat on plan. He doesn't have gluten, and yeah, I mean, like, he's gluten free, and we try to eat. We feel like crap when we don't eat on plan. So there's that. But here's the deal. The supplements that I take, the products that I take, when I take them and how I take them is different for everybody else. What he takes, he's never had weight to lose, right? It's different for everybody else. So be sure that you're talking that. And what the heck? Oh, I don't know what the heck's going on with my project broadcast right now. So there's that. So anyways, so yeah, just be sure that, you know, that's how you're talking about it.
Gotcha. Yep. Makes sense. Makes total sense. So anybody got any questions at all? You've been amazing, Christi. I greatly appreciate this. Greatly appreciate it. Anybody? Leslie, Tammy, anybody?
No, I love it. I those are a lot of key takeaways for us. I'll go back and listen to, because I love your verbiage, and we'd love to have that verbiage that you use, and we'll change it up, of course. But sometimes it's just getting it in our head and making that first message, right? And doing it afraid. We have to do it afraid. Step out of our comfort zone and do it afraid, because none of us are perfect. You know, like you said, you made mistakes, and I'm sure that you still have mistakes now and then, you know, with something comes up, and, you know.
Hey, I know how to unsend and delete and not send a message now. Just say, so
Thank
just
you. Jesus,
here's
I'm
the deal.
so glad.
Is you send it and you're like, that sounds really dumb. So I just delete and resend another one, right? And then I just do it and I'm like, okay, that's not really what I wanted to say there. I mean, I did that day too. I remember talking to one girl. I sent her 3 messages like that. No, I don't want to say that. No, I don't want to say that. You know, whatever it is. And so it's okay. And guess what? That was in Chattanooga. She just got back to me 2 days ago. And you know what she said? She's tried the products before and it didn't work for her. I was like, well, you know, she goes, but I love following you, and I love following your posts, everything else. Don't think that it's not in her head. Well, it didn't work for me 2 years ago, but it might work for me now. Right.
Exactly.
And so it's okay that, as they always say, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, the wrong thing to the right person. And so just do it. The only way, as I talk about, like, you got to swing the bat. You got to get up and swing the bat. The only way that you're going to hit the ball is to swing the bat. And you're going to sit there and miss and miss and miss and miss and miss. And then all of a sudden you're going to hit a grand slam, right? So that's just how it is.
And you use Teamsy too, don't you?
I do. I use Teamsy for prospects.
Okay. That's good.
Gotcha.
So do you use your Teamsy to check back, like with these birthday message? Do you send, once you like do a friend request, or once you send a birthday, do they automatically go into Teamsy as a prospect?
No,
I
I don't send them anything until I've really actually had a conversation. Mm-hmm. Now, there have been people that I've wanted for the business that I'm like, you know, whatever, but I don't put them in Teamsy as that. So I like to have a conversation with people first. And I don't want to like them accept a friend request and then it's like you pounce on them. So then I feel like, okay, like they know, like, you know, I just don't want to do that. There are people that do it and it works, and that's great. But I like to have some kind of initial, like maybe it's 3 or 4 different things or whatever it is about their weekend or about this or about that, or, whatever. A lot of my friends right now also come from inactive distributors that started a ton of prospect chats with me. So be sure that you go and friend their people that they started chats. Another reason why chats are so important, because, they're all just sitting there and they all have somebody that they don't go back and follow up or reach out. So guess what? If you're not going to do your job, I will.
Right.
I won't do your job, but I'll do it for me.
Right. And that is so true, because I can't tell you how many people that, you get them the quick start, maybe you get them to manager and then they're gone. But they had all those people in their funnel. And guess what? If you weren't in their chat and you didn't know who they were talking to, there is no way that you can go back and grab those people, because they're gone. They're lost because you weren't in a chat. And we just need to make sure that it's duplicatable. It's like, I'm going to do it. And so we need to make sure that every level down does it so that we can track those. I do that. I definitely am always putting people in Team Z and I just put a tag of who they belong to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Amen.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Good information. I'm going to have to go back and listen again too. So, yeah, we'll get you back on sometime, because I want to pick your brain about some other stuff and I don't want to keep everybody late tonight, but I greatly appreciate this, Christi. And said, if y'all don't follow Christi, go follow her on Instagram. She's great. She is great.
Oh, well, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. We'll see you in San Diego.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Christi.
Thank you so much, Christi. Bye. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was so good. I love it.
Good stuff. Yeah, and I'm trying to stop the recording.